No. You have the information 50%, Mr. NLC President. It's not inefficiency. They make it look like it's inefficiency. It's actually fraud. They have not been making any payment for subsidy. There's no difference between what you sell and what you buy. There's no difference. It's DSDP. The arrangement is simple. I give you $1 million worth of crude oil. You give me $1 million worth of refined petrol. It's simple, and it is free on board, direct at place, which means that all NNPC needs to.
If you be Nigerian, rush, gather here. May you hear as the APC government takes scam all Nigerians trillions of naira for the past 8 years under Buhari, all in the name of fuel subsidy. I greet all of my country people. How na day now? I welcome you to this segment of Waiting the Sup, where they bring to you from the kitchen of Sim.Seha, Asiri FM. I still be there, your one and only personal information chef, 042 Solex, Onya Kukuwa. I may hear the story we carry come today. One concerned Nigerian guy don't cry out bitterly, say, after all the research and findings where them don't do, say them don't find out, say, for the past 8 years, where President Muhammadu Buhari they rule Nigeria, say Nigerian government never pay shishi to any company or any independent petroleum marketer in the name of fuel subsidy. No be smart, you know. The guy don't bust out, say, according to the documents where they for their possession, say them don't find out, say, all the money where the federal government they claim, say, them they spent for the fuel subsidy since where President Buhari they rule Nigeria since 2015. Say all of them na scam. Instead, because say the NNPC don't go into an agreement where they call the SDP, where be direct sales, direct purchase with all the foreign refineries where them they sell crude oil you give and still they buy the refined fuel from and if say why the present APC government still they talk about the removal of fuel subsidy where them know say them never pay fuel subsidy for the past 8 years. Be say the Dangote refinery don't they radio and them no get any other reason where them go take the chop the Nigerian people money. He say now why they want to raise the fuel price, make it for favor them will still be the politicians will still get shares for the Dangote refineries. Make you no be like say na me talk am and una know say too much talk no dey full basket. So it go better make you carry down your chair, come close, jeje, may we sit down, check eye for the video as the guy take yanam, as he take sup for Obodo Naija for the past 8 years. The video long, but it is necessary, say, you go get patience, watch am reach the end.
We need to expose this. We cannot just continue like this. We can't keep quiet and allow these people to continue to push Nigerians more and more into poverty. We need to expose this. So you and I, we have a responsibility. I know Nigerians like to watch Hollywood movies or Nollywood movies, Nigerian home video. But this is not the time for it. If we allow these things that are happening concerning the fuel subsidy removal, if we allow them to continue, very soon you won't have money to watch home video. You won't have money to buy data, to watch comedy skit. You won't have money to buy subscription, DSTV, data to watch Premier League or Champions League. You won't. So don't think it doesn't concern you. Leave their politics for them. No. That is what brought us to this mess that we are in. And if we're going to get ourselves out of it, all of us have to pay attention to what is happening concerning this fuel subsidy thing. A lot of lies have been told to us by NNPC. For the past 8 years under Buhari, a lot of lies, particularly since the beginning of this direct sales, direct purchase arrangement of the NNPC. A lot of lies. Let me tell you very quickly. And Labour must know this, because considering that the meeting between Labour and the federal government ended in a deadlock last night, it is imperative that this information be put out to also help Labour. Because I see that Labour has maybe 50-60% correct information about what is actually going on about this so-called fuel subsidy. I call it so-called because from the revelations that I will give later on today, you will see that there is really no fuel subsidy. And this is serious. There is no fuel subsidy. We have been lied to this past 8 years under Buhari. Under the guise of direct sales, direct purchase, they have been making payments to their cronies in the name of subsidies and plunging and throwing Nigeria and Nigerians into sufferings and poverty. No fuel subsidy. And I'll prove it to you now. It's simple. What do you know about the direct sales, direct purchase arrangement of the NNPC? If you don't know much about it, I will expose it in another video because it's a big topic in itself, and that is where the confusion comes in. Two things that stand out very quickly that I need to put out that will help Labour, because they say they have rescheduled their negotiation meeting. We need to put this out. Number one, NNPC has not paid a single dime as subsidy to any oil marketer. Quote me on this. For the past 8 years under Buhari, NNPC has not paid a single dime of subsidy money to any oil marketer. So all the trillions that they claim they are paying that are budgeted for, those monies must be returned and people must go to jail. Those monies must be returned and people must go to jail because documents that we have obtained show that there is no money paid for subsidy by NNPC under the DSDP, direct sale, direct purchase arrangement for the past 8 years. Not a single dime. Number two, the landing cost of refined petrol into Nigeria, direct at place, based on the DSDP arrangement, landing at Bonny in Rivers or landing at Apapa in Lagos. Those are the two ports of discharge. The landing cost of fuel is the same as the free on board cost of NNPC, which is the cost of NNPC putting the crude into the oil vessel of the refinery. Now that landing cost, which is the free on board cost, is equal to the production cost of NNPC, and which if we want to take the higher limit is $30 per barrel. $30 per barrel. Now $30 is the upper end of the cost of production. Some countries have $4 per barrel production. Some have $5 per barrel production, cost of production. Some have $10 per barrel cost of production. But let's admit that, okay, in Nigeria's case, it is different and our cost of production is higher. And we put it at $30 per barrel. That's the cost of extracting oil from the ground. $30 per barrel. One barrel can refine 170 liters of refined petroleum product. One barrel. So that means that if you divide $30 by 170, your cost of production comes to about 18 cents. 18 cents per liter. 18 cents per liter. That's the cost of production. And that cost of production is directly the landing cost based on the direct sale, direct purchase arrangement with the refineries. With the refineries, what they call consortium is actually an arrangement with the refineries. Now, that is glaring. So no money has been paid for subsidy for the past 8 years. Categorically, I'm making this statement, and I am beginning the process of working with CSO, civil society organizations. We need to hold some people accountable. If the government will not hold them accountable, we will hold them accountable. We will sue people. Monies that have been paid under the false pretense of subsidy must be returned. We will make sure they are returned compulsorily, and people must go to jail for defrauding a whole nation and plunging Nigerians into poverty. They must go to jail. Another thing that stands out is the seeming ignorance of our media and our so-called oil and gas experts. The seeming ignorance. They come out and they tell you that government can no longer afford to pay for subsidy. Yet they are experts. They are experts who understand the details, the fine details of the direct sale, direct purchase arrangement of the NNPC. So if they really do, then it means that they are either complicit or they are extremely dumb. It's one of those two things. I'm talking about our so-called oil and gas experts now and our so-called media. Because when you see all of the business programs on all of the TV channels, Arise, TVC, NTA, all of them, when they talk and they make categorical statements about the fact that, oh, subsidy needs to go. And they say government can no longer afford subsidy. Meaning that they claim to know what the DSDP arrangement is and who government is paying our subsidy money to. They claim to know. So the media must now come out and tell us these trillions of naira that NNPC claims it is paying on subsidy, which companies are they paying them to? Because from the details, the documents that we have obtained, NNPC does not pay a single dime. Shingbai, not a dime, not 1 cent, not $1, does not pay $1 to anybody as subsidy payment. Another thing that also comes out from our findings is the fact that no oil marketer, I repeat, no oil marketer, whether independent marketer, whether major marketer, no oil marketer needs to source for forex, needs to source for dollar to bring in crude based on the direct sale, direct purchase arrangement of the NNPC. None. So all this talk about subsidy putting pressure on the naira and causing it to devalue, it's a lie. It's a big lie. Now there are 15 companies, refineries. NNPC calls them consortium. They posted their list. It was NNPC that posted their list themselves. Shell is among them. Exxon, BP, British Petroleum is among them. And 15 others working in cahoots with companies in Nigeria. I'm telling you now, those refineries, those 15 companies must now come and tell us how much NNPC paid to them, because we're going to drag all of them before a court. They must come and tell us how much NNPC paid to them as subsidy in dollar and what services they rendered. And then we will now compare it to the agreement, the documents that show that NNPC has not paid a single dime. How can people be this wicked? If Tinubu knows what's good for him, if the advisors of Tinubu know what's good for them, they should not fall into this trap that has been set for them. They should not fall into it. They should just jejely waka pass by doing the right thing. Now, what is the right thing? All the companies that have collected money under the guise of subsidy payment based on the DSDP arrangement must now refund those monies. They must refund those monies. And all this talk about, oh, we are removing subsidy is actually a lie. All they just want to do is increase the price, the pump price of fuel. That's what they want to do. Because before now, there is no subsidy. People were just being given money. No subsidy. Now that Dangote refinery is complete, if they continue at this rate, we cannot hide behind subsidy anymore. They now want to collect the money from Nigerians directly by increasing the pump price of fuel. That way, Dangote refineries and their shareholders will now maximize profit. So the same people will now are just planning to change how they collect the money from Nigerians. Nigerians, we cannot keep quiet. If we keep quiet, we do so at our own risk. Don't think that it's only transportation. It is not. I don't think that it will only increase the cost of transportation and the cost of food and that's it. No, everything will change. And the worst of it is that people will lose their jobs and more people will be thrown into extreme poverty. Maybe it's just 133 million now. Maybe we're soon going to see 150 million because of this. Right now, people are already suffering. And that is why it behoves on people like you watching and people like me to do the needful if we have interest in saving the average Nigerians. I tell you the truth, you cannot just watch this video and waka pass. If you're still watching, by the way, I congratulate you because it shows that you have an interest. Of course, it's either you have an interest in getting information that will free this country, or you have an interest in hearing what I will say so you can use it against me. It's one of those two. And whichever it is, I am ready. But I am saying now to those who are watching it because of the interest they have in the Nigerians that are suffering, share this video so that other Nigerians can see it. They need this information. and then invite them. I'm going to do a live stream where I will break down everything later today. It's a sacrifice for me. My schedule is tight, but I am going to do whatever I can to make sure that I do that live stream later today to expose the fraud, this fraud that is called subsidy, and what their true intention is, talking about removing subsidy. We're going to do it because Nigerians need to know. And I'm not particularly happy at what the SDP candidate, Prince Adebayo, is doing. I had so much respect for him before the election, and now coming out to be saying the kind of things he's doing, I am disappointed. Look, what he was saying was right. And now he's saying that Tinubu should punish us because we did not listen to Adebayo. We did not listen to Adebayo. No, you can't do that. If what you were saying, Mr. Adebayo, is right, and people did not vote for you, did you ask why they did not vote for you? Can you tell yourself that it might be because of the fact that they really didn't understand what you were saying? So your responsibility now that elections are over is begin to educate the people so that they can understand what you're saying. So you cannot, because people blindly voted for subsidy removal that they did not understand, because of that you now call on the government of Tinubu to punish them by removing the subsidy that you know is fake. You know it is fake, you know it is a fraud. So what you should be doing now is coming out to expose the fraud, to say, no, this is a fraud. Tinubu, don't do this. Don't guide Tinubu into the trap they have set for him. It's a trap. No wonder they are saying that Nigerians will miss Buhari because of this trap. So if Tinubu knows what is good for him, he should avoid the trap. And people like you, Prince Adebayo, should tell him that he's walking into a trap. Nigerians, wake up, oh. Nigerians, wake up, oh. Nigerians, wake up, oh. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Collect your money, oh. Wake up, collect your money, oh. There is no subsidy, oh. It's all a lie, oh. NNPC, Mele Kyari, they have all been lying to us, oh, and using the DSDP to steal our money and give to so-called oil marketers under the guise of the DSDP. Oh. It's all a hoax, it's a lie, oh. We must rise up now and go beyond just mere protests. The civil society organizations must now begin to come out and begin to sue. We need to sue NNPC. They should come out. We need to sue all those companies, the consortium, the refineries. We need to sue all of them, all of them. We'll roll out their names later. We'll roll out their names. We need to sue them. Protesting will not stop this. We need to sue them. They need to bring back our money. They need to pay us back our money. Let me tell you something. Another thing that, one fantastic thing that we have discovered from the documents we have is that the landing cost of fuel is actually between 80 and 90 naira. So if NNPC is selling at 165, NNPC is making over 100% profit. NNPC is making profit. And on top of that, we are earning dollars. So there should not be pressure on our naira. So Emefiele must come and tell us now, why is it that there is pressure on our naira by claiming that people are trying to access forex? Access forex how? How? When there's DSDP that specifies how these things go. They must now come and tell us. Nigerians, I'm begging you. Suspend home videos for now. Suspend comedy skits for now. Suspend Premier League or Premiership. English Premier League. Suspend Champions League. Let us face this thing. Don't say it doesn't concern you. That small money that you have saved, if you allow this thing to continue, that money will be wiped out. It will just become valueless. Whether it is 10 million, 100 million, 1 million that you have saved, 500,000 that you have saved, and that you think you have money. If you allow the government of Tinubu to do what they are trying to do now, all of us now go suffer. That money, you will just soon find out that that money is worth nothing because inflation will just wipe out its value. This is not the time for Premier League. This is not the time for Champions League. This is not the time for comedy skit. This is not the time for home video. This is the time to take action. Study about what this direct sale, direct purchase is. Study about what this oil subsidy is. 90% of Nigerians don't even know anything about oil subsidy. They don't know anything about oil subsidy. They don't know what it means. That is why these people, they continue to shroud it in secrecy and make it look like it is complex. It is not complex. Wake up. The NLC president was talking yesterday after they came out from the meeting with the federal government to say that it's the difference, it's inefficiency. No. You have the information 50%, Mr. NLC president. It's not inefficiency. They make it look like it's inefficiency. It's actually fraud. They have not been making any payments for subsidy. There's no difference between what you sell and what you buy. There's no difference. It's DSDP. The arrangement is simple. I give you $1 million worth of crude oil. You give me $1 million worth of refined petrol. It's simple, and it is free on board, direct at place, which means that all NNPC needs to do is carry the crude oil to the port. The cost of shipment, the cost of bringing back the refined crude, the cost of refining, everything is borne by the refinery. In fact, NNPC also make money because NNPC owns Nigerian Marine, a shipping company. So they also get money from the 50% of the shipment of the crude that NNPC give to them based on this DSDP arrangement. So don't let them lie to you that there's a difference one place. There's no difference anywhere. No difference. In fact, NNPC is making money from shipping because NNPC also has Nigerian Marine, that is a shipping company. They've been lying to us. Now people must go to jail. They must pay back our money. All the trillions of dollars that they have collected, they must pay it back. And that can only happen if all of us become aware. They are counting on our ignorance, and they know we are ignorant. So they bring a lot of things to confuse us, to distract us. So we will not focus on the main thing. So they will now begin to sponsor Big Brother now. They will sponsor music competition. They will sponsor, they will show movies to you. Netflix, yes. So that you'll be watching movie. You'll be watching Premiership. You'll be watching Champions League. You'll be watching comedy skit. And forget the things that are making you poor. Are making life difficult for you. That's what they will be doing now. They will go and buy over the media companies, or accept that the media companies are extremely dumb. So the media company will come and be speaking their language to us and telling us what the cabals want us to hear, that they are paying subsidy. Which subsidy? Buhari knows there's no subsidy. That's why he said, who is subsidizing who? He knows. But he connived, he allowed himself to be dragged into this corruption for the past 8 years. He must answer for it now. But going forward, Nigerians, share these videos so that more Nigerians can see it, and then offline talk to Nigerians. Tell them what you understand from what I've said. Let them understand that this is a battle that they must fight. This is a task that must be done to kick out the influence of the cabal that are stealing our money in the guise of subsidy payment. We must kick them out. This is a task that must be done. This is a task that must be done. This is a task that must be done. We'll do the live stream later. Live stream, and I'm making it a live stream because I challenge anybody who calls himself an oil and gas expert. I challenge anybody who calls himself a government official who is in charge of this so-called subsidy. I challenge the media houses. I challenge them. Let them come and disprove the things that I'm going to spill out. That's why I'm making it a live stream. So I'll do the presentation, I'll open the lines for questions, and then I'll answer them. And then if you are an oil and gas expert and you have information and you know that what I'm saying is true, also join in. Let us dispel this. The media cannot be trusted to release this information. If they did, we will not be in this mess for so long. It is we that have to do it. So I'm calling on every Nigerian that is knowledgeable about this oil subsidy thing, that know that it is a fraud. They should come online later today by 6, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll do a live stream. I'll expose the fraud, this fraud that they call fuel subsidy. The price of fuel should not be more than, if you say you are subsidizing, then it should be less than 18 naira per liter. If you say you are subsidizing, if NNPC claims that it is subsidizing, then the price of 1 liter of fuel should be less than 18 naira per liter. It should be less than. But if they say they are subsidizing, they want to subsidize 20, okay, so they can sell it, but they're not subsidizing. They can sell it, if they subsidize 20 naira, that means they will sell it at 16 naira per liter. That's subsidy because the landing cost is 80 naira. Confirmed. So if they sell at 100 naira, they are making 20 naira. If they sell at 165, they are making 100%. They are making 80 naira. Then if they sell at 195, they are making over $100 per liter. And if you multiply that by 60, they are making 1 trillion naira of profit. These people, and the funny thing is that they are not investing this money in this country. Please share this video. I have to go now. Please share this video, and then let's keep a date later. I would sacrifice my time. I would dedicate a lot of time for this, to do it for the sake of my country. We can't continue like this. The way the things are being done, it's like there are no intelligent people in this country. Meanwhile, there are intelligent people. If you're an intelligent person, you cannot keep quiet. How can stupid people be making you that is intelligent look stupid like this by forcing this hoax, this lie called subsidy on us? And we're quiet, we're watching them. We can't keep quiet. We must speak out. NLC must know that it is not a difference. So there is no subsidy at all. For us to start any conversation, they must revert to the status quo, come back to 195. That's the best we can do for them. If they don't come back to 195, then we'll insist that they come back to 100, because we know that the landing cost is 80 naira. We'll talk later.
Yes, now. Shebi you don't hear am as me to take hear am. E go make better sense if you chook mouth for the matter by dropping your opinion on the comment section down below. May we know what you carry for mind. And now here we go draw the curtain for this particular segment of Waiting the Sub. Don't forget, I remember your one and only personal information chef, 042 Solex, Onyakukuwa, operating the oven of Sim.Ch, Asiri FM, Kemesiano.